Have you ever wondered what events led to the shaping of the Indian subcontinent as we know it today? Imagine a time of mighty empires and grand battles, where the fate of nations was decided on the battlefield. One such battle, the Battle of Panipat, stands as a significant milestone in Indian history. Its outcome forever altered the course of the subcontinent, setting in motion a chain of events that has shaped India's destiny. To understand the impact, we must delve into the details of this epic battle. The year was 1526. The Indian subcontinent was a mosaic of small and large kingdoms. Picture an intricate tapestry of power, woven with threads of ambition and conquest. In the north, the Delhi Sultanate held sway under the rule of Sultan Ibrahim Lodi. But his reign was marked by internal dissent, with disgruntled nobles and ambitious governors seeking to break free from his control. Meanwhile, to the northwest, beyond the formidable passes of the Hindu Kush, a new power was emerging. This was the realm of Babur, a direct descendant of the great Timur and Genghis Khan. He was a man defined by his ambition, a warrior king with dreams of establishing his own empire. Babur had his eyes set on the rich lands of the Indian subcontinent, a treasure trove of wealth and resources. And in Ibrahim Lodi, he saw an opponent who was weakened by internal strife, a ruler whose control over his domain was slipping away. He saw an opportunity, a chance to seize control and carve out a new empire from the fragmenting Delhi Sultanate. The stage was set for a clash of two titans. On one side, the Delhi Sultanate, grappling with internal divisions. On the other, the ambitious Babur, eager to expand his dominion. The stakes were high, the consequences far-reaching. A conflict was inevitable, and it was at Panipat, where the two forces would finally clash. On April 21st, 1526, the First Battle of Panipat began. The sun rose, casting long shadows across the battlefield. Two armies stood at the ready, the tensions high, the air thick with anticipation. On one side, the Lodi dynasty, the last ruling family of the Delhi Sultanate, led by Sultan Ibrahim Lodi. On the other, the Timurid forces led by Babur, the first Mughal emperor. The battle commenced with an aggressive charge from the Lodi infantry. They were a formidable force, armed with swords and shields, their numbers vast. However, Babur had a trick up his sleeve, a strategy so clever it would alter the course of the battle. He used the medieval military tactic of tulugma, creating a fortified line with carts and a series of ditches, forcing the Lodi forces to funnel into a narrow area. As Lodi's forces charged, Babur unleashed a barrage of arrows from his skilled archers. The sky was darkened by the flight of arrows, and the battlefield became a place of chaos and carnage. The Lodi forces, trapped in the narrow passage, suffered heavy casualties, but the Sultan was not one to be easily deterred. He rallied his men and led a fierce counterattack. The battle raged on, the ground slick with the blood of warriors, the air filled with the cries of the wounded and the dying. Then came the decisive moment. Babur's men, armed with matchlock muskets, a new technology at the time, opened fire. The onslaught was devastating. The Lodi forces, unprepared for this type of warfare, were thrown into disarray. Despite the valiant efforts of the Sultan and his men, the Lodi forces were eventually overwhelmed. Sultan Ibrahim Lodi, ever the warrior, fell on the battlefield, fighting till his last breath. The casualties were heavy on both sides, but the day belonged to Babur. His innovative tactics and the effective use of new technology had won him the day. By the end of the day, the fate of the Indian subcontinent had been changed forever. The Battle of Panipat had ended, but its echoes would reverberate through history, marking the dawn of the Mughal Empire in India. With the battle over, a new era had begun. The Battle of Panipat, a fierce and bloody conflict, had come to its grim conclusion. The dust had settled, and the echoes of war cries had faded. But the landscape of power in India had been forever altered. In the immediate aftermath of the battle, the victors were not just left with spoils of war, but also a profound responsibility. They had to rebuild, to mend the wounds of war, and to establish a new order. The Mughals, with their victory, had effectively laid the foundation of an empire that would rule India for centuries to come. The Mughal Empire, under the leadership of Babur, emerged as the new power in the region. Babur, the battle-hardened conqueror, now became a statesman. His rule marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of India, a chapter that would be characterized by remarkable advancements in art, architecture, culture, and administration. The Battle of Panipat had far-reaching implications. It altered the power dynamics not just in India, but in the entire South Asian region. The defeat of the Delhi Sultanate and the establishment of the Mughal Empire redefined the political map. The Mughals, with their superior military tactics and administration, became a force to reckon with. The battle also had a significant impact on the people of the region. It brought about a shift in social and cultural practices. The fusion of Persian and Indian traditions under the Mughal rule led to the emergence of a unique culture, a culture that still resonates in the fabric of modern India. The aftermath of the Battle of Panipat was not just about power shifts and political changes. It was about the birth of a new era, an era that would leave an indelible imprint on the annals of history. The echoes of this battle resonated not just in the war-torn fields of Panipat, but in the corridors of power, in the lives of ordinary people, and in the very soul of India. The Battle of Panipat was not just a battle, it was a turning point in history. And its impact, its ripples, can still be felt today, centuries later. History, as they say, is a great teacher. And the Battle of Panipat, a monumental clash that altered the course of Indian history, is no exception. It offers us invaluable lessons on strategy, leadership, and unity that continue to ring true today. First, let's delve into the importance of strategy. The Battle of Panipat is a textbook example of how tactical acumen can turn the tides of a conflict. The Mughal army, despite being heavily outnumbered, leveraged their superior artillery and strategic positioning to secure a decisive victory. This teaches us the significance of planning and making the most of our available resources, whether we're leading an army or navigating the complexities of everyday life. Next, the battle underscores the crucial role of effective leadership. Babur, the Mughal emperor, didn't just command from the rear, he was right there in the thick of battle, leading his men by example. His courage and resolve inspired his troops, galvanizing them to fight against overwhelming odds. This lesson is just as applicable today, reminding us that true leaders aren't just figureheads. They are active participants, guiding and inspiring those they lead through their actions and decisions. Finally, the Battle of Panipat teaches us the value of unity. The opposing forces, despite their superior numbers, were a disjointed group of different factions without a shared purpose. This lack of unity proved to be their downfall. In contrast, the Mughal forces, united under Babur's leadership, managed to overcome their numerical disadvantage. It's a potent reminder that unity, a shared purpose, and collective effort are often the keys to overcoming even the most formidable of challenges. As we look back on the Battle of Panipat, we're reminded of the timeless lessons it imparts. Whether we're strategizing for a business venture, leading a team, or working towards a shared goal, the echoes of this historic battle serve as a guide, teaching us the importance of strategy, leadership, and unity. These lessons from the Battle of Panipat still resonate with us today. We've journeyed through time to the Battle of Panipat and back. We've walked the dusty plains of Panipat, heard the clash of steel on steel, and felt the tension in the air as two formidable forces collided. We've peered into the strategies and tactics that defined one of the most significant battles in the history of the Indian subcontinent. The Battle of Panipat was more than just a conflict between two armies. It was a clash of cultures, a confrontation between the established Delhi Sultanate and the emerging power of the Mughal Empire. We've seen how the battle was not only a turning point in Indian history, but also a defining moment in the evolution of warfare. We've delved into the immediate aftermath of the battle, exploring the seismic shifts it caused in the political landscape. The victory of the Mughals marked the beginning of a new era, an era that would see the rise of one of the greatest empires in the world. The defeat of the Delhi Sultanate, on the other hand, signaled the end of their dominance and the start of a period of decline. We've also sifted through the sands of time to uncover the lessons history has taught us through this battle. The Battle of Panipat serves as a stark reminder of the importance of strategic planning and the role of leadership in determining the outcome of conflicts. It also underscores the unpredictable nature of battles, where a single decision can turn the tide and change the course of history. As we conclude our journey, let's remember that history is not just a series of events. It's a tapestry woven with the threads of human endeavor, courage, ambition, and resilience. It's a narrative that continues to shape our present and our future. So, as we delve into history, let's not just learn about the past. Let's also seek to understand the lessons it imparts, the insights it offers, and the wisdom it bestows. As we look back at the Battle of Panipat, we are reminded of the ever-changing tides of history and the battles that shape our world.